certain words. And into words are direct and potent meaning. Say in here so but sometimes indirectly no. Say wa gaza no. What you want to hear brabo no. Who say whether you are deserving of such unprintable words. You see, so banacha na wajua disunti me face here.
Yeah, face here. Oh, we are very principled. Pempe yes ni pay won kata wani ansa na waka. Ade tuntum fita. Enti sa
o ma ni de oya we enfi de oya. Because we chat draw.
Obre befi. Na wo kasa foforo. Enti wo di sa wo de afuto ma e wo mra se bedwom no muntie wasamana.
Me sometimes me kasa mo ya na sometimes who me say me kasa of parliament some say me kasa me say the government starting matter. You see, in abundance of water the uninformed is thirsty. Yeah, one district one factory I send them say obisi we train my government a baby on who being I don't know it is private sector based. You have to identify the area or person or the potential or related near. But as someone can buy on hindsight, who say man can because na but obi anso am kan hwianche obi ana home pay attention to be enti enya futu nyina na kan nipa befa but futu no bi ana kan heyo nkoma ye die nyina say futu no enti it doesn't necessarily mean say me work to you in your house no me can say obi tu ni bafo na utwema na de bia tutu
me ma yosa na ke ne ndc machine bjani yes about ojetum sanke be ezu unfortunately yes but unfortunately me say wanya tuma makura me achi wa hebi it is one okay you know oje ni na
it's what me can I'm addressing him
you hwe wo wafam as an MP of Parliament. Mona more government. And I'm so na majority minority semi majority no. Would you say okwanya ebia makanifo no afa so for instance say we are bebi omugina ene anamo a wo mu etu ade afa speaker ho the way I address speaker the kind of words that they use for the speaker and asefo no ebeboa ma cool heads na wo ka no etumi aba.
Here say the isuban bi bia de bia emwa bia nyai na enye no kwanye be fa so ebeboa na me de bef akwiwe twato say abusia pani a obefiri ho a ebeka say asmesi wo ha anka no am obre yi asabusia pani bia no association wachi seti bia nipa yi nipa nti ya umre beso na umre beso no na ye twa adwadwo se asem ya be de nipa smesi wo ha anka na chese obrabo na ankoyi enti in all cases we jump into position bia make sure that you create a successor who will be able to hold the baton for the good of the community that you represent. Now say personalize the position for yourself alone now critique backing behind you are that only hono na
crisis samaba anti chema samunso enye bia wona chia na me bisa so
we medical catch was a lead me not to temptation
na bisa so one train obi o mo bia ni na ase ama na ko
temptation mi ko enti we dey makimasim
and we have chema samunso na
makimasim na say enyina e ba ya che mafi obi a including obi a UG cry ma Philip Kese because Eugene Antwi say TB
no miam Eugene
okay say TB no say is ke koya ga awache bibisu
so na so timensu
awache so timensu
ya o constituency say mo am party for na sponsor obi de tia oyampa
minim sa na say obi tisa no ya say otu oduboni a bikwa no nti so obi tisa no ya minim sa but min ka say nye possible bet me possible but hu bi ani ho na minim de na which is leadership there's so much of God's factor in it say You can't leave it behind. Oh, and when God is fighting for you, who are human beings to fight against you? I just say, "Unyinya me ni die."
Nkomotwetwe na sha say bibisa obibi about sasika say o de akokoma obi so on fire cap 500,000 think can 5 billion. Na me brother akokoma obi so on fan ko launching the campaign na de aka no chicha ma party.
Sasika me obi aka dey do medro. Edra obi no mfo bi na do me bi abde ko to campaign so. Say ka go 5 billion ya ka mi fa ko nya we so na mi na mi nua no ma mi ja kakra no bi darase. Mi monidi. But na ohwese mimi o 500,000 Ghana cedis tambuto ma yemi amedia anti kan no me kokosiro biska say kura mi free ha many da so kokosiro biso na mi o say skaya ma ko to tun be na mi sa but kwalasem
say oya rebo kakra parliament sense bibia be ka bia one me ameni abo Eugene Boachianchi na ma sorry nyamba na mintino what is the finance minister say dey say muna mo start here na do baby no yamfo na program so do baby no running mate as
good
nti say
me dey so this answer boy aba sebiu enipa e kan say mo ero friata nkogina humi no na nyame apeku bi ngwa na me kan yo nipa no ne 96 na eja mena menimu ehrenti na efoto seminar miko kan yi na asemo e kan no any events post facto ye kan ni kan boni na matimpen info mebre aka say on hindsight committee entema na kaye enti ye boni ana number 2 Sa we ya mini na po e kan na po because say me support no because oye minister of state or representing Ashanti region na me hwe abrobo bia other ministers ebo wo mo regions mu me hu bi sa wo me constituency for insem anything support no. I will not withdraw.
Okay.
I still maintain that position. Na onipa de obi ohon ma si de otu esano. Ya no nim se na kira se. Enti me ka masem no susu a e wo mekuma mu no. Minim benefit nso de aba kire se. Mperimfo ka kire na police onimishia. If I mean I repeated it. And I mean instances. Enti onu so ka kire me se oversight na de me expect say ko nyema me no oye mankofo bi except say me de me man ni me bisa nti who they need. Now I tell you and I want to commend him. Say we nya sa kukudu no agitum eni me di nkomo. Na manimu ho a enema na me request no so no. Manimu ho a offer the directors no buy say project a papa yi ka ho asem no. Ampa astolo enti munyama no. As I speak to you now, contractor ho where electrification extension various towns in my constituency and they make say enra omode equipment be eco with the structure KBIP one say two science lazy intimate animal but equipment na dey ko at least minimum say transformer ka ho ne wires ka ho ne dia gukama eco so enti I want to commend him for listening to me and also for changing the course. And the way learning point be in his future match, obey vice president, and so who say, Nipa, ye shed an immunano, was saving adequately. Na ama odonoa or penus Nisaka.
Well, strategy now, a working one, political strategy now, you
see. No, it wasn't a strategy. It was advocacy of facts. Yes, our advocacy so I yield benefit. Now, who are the beneficiaries of the intervention? The constituents. And to be constituency in there, yeah, two abana me kujina ho say, yewra napo, ana Ministry of Energy, my extension, my transformer. Me de min ka hwe kra no, transformer no, aheba no, bi krom dansa nya 2 additional transformers. It may improve the quality of, electricity supply to my constituency. Oh, enti Perivo will be a say into Koya. The Kobi are in Faso.
Until they would open for so bem. So, so to be paid down sign as if at the end of the will be paid down.
The ten say on the conditions that I said, no conditions, this is Sunday, why not? So, okay. A bit I make it to you. Now, me person make it canina, and I said, "We can say, the net a man in for his consideration, a bad in so or 200 more." And he, Obeso Pajamiti, Member Paja.
Okay. A bit more car with the Yabrane, Ebacona, so where they may be so soon. Academia. A Minister Hand Parliament, ya, Yena, one way MPs and Casamansha Dan Tiasia. Esanse non ko ye nsase na be ye behwe said ya makuku duro sitie ene muscles of entiase the Ghana that we all want no Ghana na ye nyina hwe say Ghana mo ye afa no mo de sa o my Ghana no be gina finfin na mo de aye adwuma but akame say Ghana no edina finfin na mo so mo na ba bi nti mo ante da hang parliament na senti ama ese Ghana for mo ye di hwa mo bi ana
teacher ni a ko chira de na me wo class 3 na o chira me class 7 ade. So you have to create the situation by way of preparing the people for that. Capacity building here for us to be able to appreciate the scenario I'm painting. It didn't happen. So it was a class of people without that competence, expecting us to understand new concepts that were over and above our heads. And if we wanted to have a hung parliament that will have effect and that will conform to the expectations of the constitution, it was necessary for us to have been trained to understand what was expected of us before you bring that scenario. Scenario came without the preparation. And we still saw ourselves as government and opposition. That prevailed till now. Yes, a high. If you say, and no high ambitions are being.
When you said, baby, the minority have its say, the majority have its way, no, and also high or can be so. It's an idea you and you. Yeah, no more they're saying.
Now, and Ukraine, they say there is gap between performance and expectation. Majority will have its say, minority will have its way, meaning that you will not listen to minority. In all cases, policy management, you have to consider the minority interest in the policy management scheme. It will be a say, it was ideological error. No, can say majority ideology because they were coming with two contrasting ideologies, which will not have a converging point. And then MPP program, NDC program, the difference can say just technology, any development, any innovation. We are almost coming to a singular line of development. And listen to all parties before you take a decision for the good of all of us.
And to mobile cotena, you have to say the baby a drone, a brand new say government business, and so I see it to me. Until mobile cotena, ABI, and friend say, your friend, your son recall parliament. Nasa Musamba, say, this for cotena, baby Omutiana. A son, but for the sake of or minor, for the sake of government business,
you can't say any Zoom meeting as parliamentary. As long as the work is done, I'm sure that it will be fine. Because I require campaign here, you can say a Zoom conference in the night. One solution to it. So let's Zoom conference and then pass the bills so that, meeting because of COVID. You can say COVID. I never call COVID. You can connect people in various parts of the world and still feel the presence of those people and take decisions that are binding on all those people. So it doesn't, the concept of parliament in physical presence
no. Should I hear say pe dia o kan dia na enti na hu hia say ene ba kokotena dia yen so ya ma metena wo de na sefo na hu hia.
So this is one of the solutions.
And then now the kai what now who was still 7 parliament 8 parliament mu na we meboa. And then now the kai 8 parliament.
Hang parliament. Dem de be kai no ni fisticuffs na e buy no and the tenacity of purpose say we will not let that divide us to the health. We still have enjoy each other as comrades or as friends and colleagues. Adversity no any sustaining mechanisms the Bekai Parliament. We have learned quite a lot from our colleagues also, and fortunately no sir on passing a my direction of learning. Constitutional challenges then opens the constitution to all of us through interpretation and all that kind of thing.
What the Hebrew Kayakona, would you say Supreme Court to submit to be the Abuasi say, Ebia, Bebia, a pair interpretation of the constitution at that point, a Casade Fasa vacancy in Ono, a Supreme Court to Suma ruling in Taman, Kebit me Abuama, Sahu
to be honest with you, I have not seen the writ before the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Maybe approach could have been probably different. Say, you file a writ seeking interpretation of the provisions, and then in the writ, you seek reliefs that border on consequential direction. Minim the SEO.
We are penny power munti petition written on the Supreme Court no. Leadership require no for penny market require no. Oh,
I need not see your own action before the Supreme Court
on behalf of the majority.
Well, he didn't indicate that. It is a citizen of Ghana who is before the Supreme Court
on behalf of Mo. But to benefit you as litigation be benefit you because for nothing at all you see as precedent and for nothing at all legal principles and holdings hope for all of us to use, but nipa no parties in the case they are still parties in the case and case no eba obia be enjoy because ebe legal precedent to be a be enjoy there we a seasoned lawyer. I want to name the award when I say Bijom do Medino and the constitution no a super ye. It is so be the BB say a call, then Sadi or the Equi, a bed boy, and why between BB. Also won't pay attention. I say, we are watching such a so who know who the economic some of the man and I say, when you watch so
a match a man near.
Okay.
So what you say? A someone chair one, a man near. So Sabi, who we frames a million and pay could be. We say we now also so would be who say my dream with him.
There
was no need for anybody to tell me because who person kokotwa and who he has over frame you but so wouldn't himself frame me and have a frame.
Okay.
But who he has say I'm so person kokotwa so prepare there be a decision. It is one frame. Why should I fault you? And I want premier. I didn't know busybody.
Now could be some and we are so cocoa. Now, what did you say? 1 year so affected parliament, affected or minor, affected BB. I know when Yanti be say be a BB say, cause I be a baby. I didn't convenience. I deal with said baby a drone. Walk on the same who are the same
money. So be in a Juma. Now, Sabu, what the Miaku see, baby Semino. Me don't want what tears me now do be the answer. Other ask me number Bessemodi the answer. When him say, we need Doma no Doma or money no more. So Freo say, many a pie be a pie no, me panza wo secano, would become a boa. Say, Freo, now will be done a pa nado do Sika nado. Answer. So, and now. The Juma in Susuno. Any pain in consultation. The wider the consultation, probably the better the brief.
Sanka consultation by a manka, ABS and MP, outside lawyer ni, and KB and Kumudi because Anka, we input credit to me a banka, Munina, we input, and I said, well, be some crown or coy. Oh,
because when we say now, I say one consultant, he may have consulted some people.
But no, you.
Video one consultant.
I see. And there is would you say be into one consultant?
Oh, hey. Now they team you and say, baby, I won't cry because of
one I saw friend on fan, also for our own fan. My main, I'm just saying,
we won't be also from me.
Oh, no, but I said, some guys or chow papa or
I was in the channel. I was in the channel.
Oh, yeah.
My memory best. I was in papa.
Oh, yes, of course, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Where papa, or being in Yano.
Yeah.
And assemble Yano. Oh, me nimfa hono. Ubisa me mekan pepe. Se me nimbonifa hono obi ebisa me a e masem. Ono amom bisa me dia meka kire. Sanamti. Me ni konkonsa. Se mo ono aba manimu a maka yemse manafo woni pa boni wutise.
That's where we adwuma no kra. E da sinti
dia kwasi me da nase. Ka che ne se ni nuanum so da nase.
Okay. Kwasi so ati. Now one interesting thing is some years back, about 20 something years ago, na me se me pa adwuma wo despite media. Eti sat am near old building.
No ni mu pam die.
Wo de bebe odru ni yentimi ntia oka. Enti kwesi akwana mko hu no, me see no so mam ko see no so. O se kwabena adwuma de no kure ni e be din se wo benya. Na no the producer of the morning show now he into no producer no he into nti o kyerem de se me ye na se fo ba amfa. By the end of the day no, he say me my be host. No, be a guest or better that's how the world is.
No, be some questions here.
Maybe Sanepa, maybe Sanepa. Honorable and the appear could be a Mresibe Jenny, the man for or more as such as Santi Achem North about to impeach so MPP Amayukuno, 18 money and anything Komobo Punimpu, I want some copper a coso our parliament. Itino, minimum was so share, so on Bessign, I recall a parliament. Now parliament Bessign Tennessee Bill. And now the parliament international bill say be Zoom say be physical contact say ye hunu independent when independence go there be Accra International Conference Center no ye be hwe say be den no ye be ka ne ajabi ne atena se din ne ahwede ebesie o man Ghana ho donti no so bia ni fam de boase na be ya o man no e be fa na to mapa efra ona bo ye be da sipi no wo mre say utumi e ba enanope nanka ye hwe kwan say achi so baba
so we can nyina
wati ni nyina but unfortunately baby o wono na network na engine no you sent to me or the so crowd do enti ye de besia nya da munyina ase na da production team no so mutum hwehwe ye ma onunyafo ba ma ye di nkomo nso de ahwe ne de wote ye no nso atase mu aba nyansa kwan so na ye nyina tumi da kyerɛ ma na amana tumi aye na mo me ka so kyena adomdom ye ne a ye beba na ba ye ba ebeye asem kese pa ye ba ebeye critical issue ehun komo ene ebedi na mu nanse na ebe sore no ye private Akpalu Mary awo 5B and Bema camp wonkra ha ye wawoda enti odifo your chance owo givers industries ene ebusofo nyina se wo mo emao awoda pa enchi akese pa na wo mo de emao ene cruise na oni mo wo mo enyina ewe yede besia adomdom yan a okyere na nopa critical issue baba ibedi nkomo dito e wo sanse bi ho ye tumi ahwe yakra mu nyina ma mu nyina mo ene hwe